Okay, the concept that I chose was the job costing system. A job costing system involves the process of gathering information about the cost associated with a specific production or service job. Companies use this costing system because it's really useful for tracking a specific cost to individual jobs and analyzing them to see where the cost can be reduced in future jobs. A job costing system needs to accumulate the following three types of information. First one, direct material. The job costing system must be able to track the cost of materials that are used during the course of the job. Second one, direct labor. The job costing system must track the cost of the labor used on a job. Direct labor is typically assigned to a job with a time card using a punch clock or timesheet where hours worked are recorded manually or with a network time clock application on a computer. In all these cases, the user must identify the job so that the cost information can be applied in the correct job. Third one, last one, overhead. The job costing system assigns overhead costs, such as depreciation, production, equipment, and building rent, to one or more cost pools. What is cost pools? Cost pool is a grouping of individual costs, typically by department or service center. That's all. Now, in the second point of the exercise, I will be talking about the principle, standards, and potential course of concerning standards of ethical conduct for management accounts. Now I'm going to be talking about the four main principles. First one is honesty. You have to be truthfulness. The second one is fairness. You have to be free from bias or injustice. The third one is objectivity. That means that you have to be realistic. And the fourth one and last one, responsibility, means being accountable for something and having management. That's all. Now I'm going to be talking about standards. First one, competence. Each member has the responsibility to have a professional attitude, to act and perform professional. Also, to be able to provide information and recommendations that are accurate, clear, concise, and on time. Participate with your coworkers is also important. Second one, confidentiality. That means that you have to be responsible to keep information confidential unless there is a disclosure. Be sure everyone understands the use of confidential information. Do not take advantage from the confidential information you know. That's really important. 3. Integrity means that you have to communicate regularly with coworkers to avoid problems. You have to be responsible of your own actions in an ethical manner. Know what activities you can and which ones you can take part of. And fourth one, and the last one, credibility. Communicate information fairly and objectively with your coworkers. Know what information you can and you cannot use during your job. Make known delays or deficiencies in information, timelines, processing, or internal control with policy or applicable law. The last thing that I will say about this is that in case that I will be working in a company and I have a conflict with one of my coworkers, if we can't resolve it by ourselves, I will discuss the issue with my supervisor. In case he or she is not involved, but in case she or he it is, I will go to the next management level. I will also not involve people outside the company unless there is a clear violation of the law. That's pretty important. I will then clarify relevant ethical issues by initiating a confidential discussion with an Institute of Management Ethics counselor to understand a better course of action. Then, I will consult my attorney as to legal obligations and rights concerning the ethical conflict. And that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, and from the last part, I'm gonna use example to show how the job cost system works. So as you can see here, this is a job order cost sheet where this company shows which direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead has been using during every single different day. So as you can see here, in January 1st, they use 7,000 for direct materials and 7,500 from direct labor and 5,700 from manufacturing overhead. And as you can see at the bottom, they added up all the numbers and they found what was the total material they used, the total labor, and the total manufacturing overhead.